According to Amberlyn Reed, she's a skinny queen, and apparently doctors aren't concerned about her weight. So let's revisit this era. This video is from Beanbags in a Curry that I will be reacting to. Link to the video will be in the description below. And yeah, I figured this is something we would do because there's no low-cal bus stream tonight. Thank God, I don't think I can handle it. Anyway, let's get right into it.
I'm just putting on my shoes. Today is my doctor's appointment. I'm a wee bit nervous, a wee bit dreading it, but gotta do what you gotta do. I got my paperwork, filled that all out.
I was really trying to wait till the end of this clip to discuss, but her showing the Band-Aid as proof that she went to the doctors will never not be funny to me. You have a Guys, look, I got a shot. Guys, look. It's like when, you know, like the Pick-Me Girl, when she would go to, like, the hospital, and they, like, she posts a picture of her hospital wristband, like, from the ER. That's what this gives.
Okay, so I just got back from my doctor's appointment. Oh my God, that doctor is so amazing. So I am just, like, super happy. Like, the minute she asked me, why don't you exercise? I was like, okay, hard eyes were a perfect fit.
Okay, so in the concept of Amberlyn's health, does this make her the best fit? Yeah, probably. But I have never once in my life been like, wow, this person basically just called me a fat ass? We're a perfect fit. Like, what? You're telling me she walked up to you and was like, dude, like, why the fuck don't you exercise? Like, you're low-key big as hell, and you're like, oh my God, like, stop flirting with me. Like, wow, yes, Amber, that is a compliment. Why don't you exercise?
Because I am looking for doctors who look at my weight as a symptom of something and they want to help fix that. It's like every time I see a doctor, they never mention my weight. But
I'm sure the first thing they mention is your weight, Amber. I mean, that's the first thing you notice. I mean, when people don't know your past or, you know, kind of the awful things you've done, the first thing they notice is how much you weigh, right? And so for any new doctor, I'm sure that would be their biggest concern because I mean, yeah, and I'm sure all doctors, when they look at someone who weighs 500 plus pounds, are like, yeah, okay, the weight has to be a symptom of something else. Because in my opinion, you cannot weigh over 500 pounds and that be the only issue. Like, what I mean is whether there's a food-related disorder with that, or maybe you had a very traumatic childhood. Like, I feel like a lot of times what we see in, like, shows such as My 600-Pound Life is, like, they always have some sort of mental health thing that kind of correlates with the weight, so there's more than just obesity there, so it is a symptom.
everything I talked to her about, she seemed like she actually cared. Love that. So, yeah, I'm just hungry right now, so I'm just focusing on that.
You find a doctor who cares about your weight loss, and so you go out and buy takeout right after.
I have contacted my doctor. I contacted my doctor today. What's hubby? What are you doing, baby? Jumped on the table. I contacted my doctor today about my weight, and I hope that she can help me, because when I went to the doctor, she didn't mention it once. And
one, that has to be a lie, but two, I think it also depends, what did you go to the doctor for? I don't remember. Was this like a well visit? Because then she certainly did. But if this was like you went to the doctor because of a dangling ankle situation, they might not mention it because there's a more like current issue at hand, if that makes sense. And so yeah, I guess that would make sense if they didn't mention your weight. But let's be real. I think most injuries that happen at that size have something to do with your weight.
so I mentioned it to her. I told her my weight. I told her I need her help in any way that she can, because she is my doctor. So I'm hoping she'll reply to that soon. I do email my doctor. That's nothing like weird or whatever. Like, you can do it if you have a health portal. So
she's just so educated. I would have never known that it's not weird to call or email your doctor and ask a question. Like, I always thought that was super weird and, like, inappropriate. I didn't know you could do that. Amber. And then you're like, I really hope she can help. Well, she's a doctor. Her job is to help. Is it not? Is that not their entire career? Is around helping people? And if they can't help the person, they find someone who can help the person? I mean, okay. I might email my doctor now. I'm inspired.
like, it's really weird. When I went to the doctor, she didn't mention my weight once. I was expecting like brutal, like, but she didn't mention it, which I feel like I wish she would have.
Big X emoji. No, you definitely did not wish she would have. One, I'm sure she did, but let's say she didn't, hypothetically here, so we're living in Amber's false reality, if you will. If she would have mentioned your weight, she would have been met with one of two things. One, she would have been met with anger of, my weight's not my only thing that's interesting about me, stop talking about my weight, I can have other issues that aren't related to my weight. Or it would have been two, you probably just broke down crying or waddled out. So I don't know if you could handle that confrontation.
I wanna see a doctor who's like, you're not healthy, this is like truly what's going on with you. Like, to sit there and tell someone who's over 500 pounds that they're healthy, like, that's a little weird to me.
There's not one licensed doctor in the country who would walk up to someone who is morbidly obese and struggling because of that and say, you're healthy. That's a lie. And also, why do you need a doctor to tell you what's wrong with you? You can see it and you can feel it, Amber. You do not need a doctor. And you're even telling, like, I just want a doctor to tell me I'm unhealthy and that I'm big and that I need to lose weight because it's causing health complications. You have it figured out. So why go pay for someone to tell it for you? Just, like, do what you're supposed to do. Because even if you pay for them to tell you, you're not going to do it anyway. So it's excuse after excuse.
So that is what I meant by that. I didn't mean, like, no disrespect. And I know I call, you know, doctors and psychiatrists, I say that girl, I say that guy. Like, I don't want to give out names.
You just don't have the names because you don't actually go to these appointments or have doctors or psychiatrists.
And that's just the type of way that I talk. I never mean disrespect whatsoever, because, like, we need doctors, we need psychiatrists, and, like, I look up to these people.
Amber, you look up to doctors and psychiatrists? What do you have in common?
Oh, an update on my doctor's appointment. So this was a new doctor, and I loved him. He was very, like, kind and professional. So I took some tests.
Something I noticed going through these clips is, like, almost every clip she has saying she's going to the doctor, it's, I'm trying a new doctor, I'm going to a new doctor, I'm hoping they can refer me to a new doctor. So what that tells me is that they are confronting her about things and she doesn't like what they have to say about it or how they say it, so she just decides to get a new one. Like, okay. Like, I mean, if you really, I mean, there was like 3 different times where she's like, oh, like, this doctor was great, they told me what I needed to hear, and then she switched doctors.
It just made me really happy, like, it really did. About my cold, he said just keep taking Dayquil because it'll definitely help, because it's just like a typical viral thing, he called it, like a viral virus or something.
A viral infection is the words you're looking for, Amber. If you really looked up to them, you'd study their vocab.
I don't know. He said it's nothing to, like, worry about, so I was like, okay, I'll just keep taking Dayquil. So yeah, it just went really well, and I was scared of going. I get hardcore anxiety.
Like, I have mental health. Sorry, had to do it. And this is not, I'm not trying to be mean, this is a genuine question. Is the amount of Dayquil she would have to take this, like, same as anyone else her age, or would she have to take more because there's more body mass? Like, does that make sense? Like, say the average adult takes, I've never really taken Dayquil, but say the average adult her age took 2 Dayquil. Would she have to take 3 or 4 for it to work?
Doing things like this, and I've recently wanted to do things that scare me, you know?
Okay, New Year's resolution. But really? You have a New Year's resolution, like, let me do things that scare me more. Let me go to the doctor about a cold. Don't get me wrong, I know people do have health anxiety and going to the doctor is a scary time. I hate going to the doctor. It's a little odd that's coming from Amber because she, like, never really goes to the doctor anyway. But if you were really going to do things that scare you, you would have lost the weight. Damn. You know what would have been really scary for her? If she stopped lying. And if she, like, stopped accusing people of things they didn't do. Or what if she stopped being racist?
I am scared for my tests to be ran or whatever. I feel like I will get a call back. I don't want to, like, go into, like, grave detail, but, like, I just am, you know, kind of nervous about that. But you guys, I did it. Round of applause for me.
Yay! You went to the doctor! Woohoo! Now go eat a cake to celebrate.
Hey guys, so it is June 2nd. I did upload a video today giving a small update. But I had to mention this before I forgot. So I was talking to Becky, and I know that she said the surgeon slash gyno. He is a gyno, so thank you guys for telling me that. He came out after my D&C and talked to Becky. And I guess Becky already told me most of this, but again, it was like right after my anesthesia, and I don't remember a lot, not fully, after that whole thing. But, little backstory. I have seen so many doctors in my life. And I'm just going to talk about the doctors I've seen in the last 10 years. I'm just going to say 10 years. None of them have ever mentioned my weight. Never. Not a single one.
That's just not true. And obviously we're not shocked by this. And I'm not going to disclose what I weigh, but I've always been active. I've been active since I was a kid. I'm active now. I do sports. I lift. Like the whole 9 yards. And the doctors always mention weight. It doesn't matter how much you weigh or what you look like. They'll mention it. And it's just they'll just talk about it. They'll ask you what you eat, how much you exercise, all that good stuff. And the only times that they will not mention a weight to you is if you specifically ask them not to. Like, if you're struggling with body image really badly and you're like, hey, like, can we not talk about my weight? Then they won't.
Which always frustrated me so much because, in my opinion, I feel like when someone is the size that I am, I feel like that is one of the first things a doctor needs to talk to you about, because that's like walking in on someone where visibly they have a health issue and you just ignore it. That's the way that I see it. I know a lot of other people see it that way too, because you guys have talked about it with me, or I've seen it in the comments and stuff like that.
She really just talks to talk. Damn. Whole bunch of nothing was said there.
So, never do they say anything about my weight. I don't know if it's because it's a weird subject, but that's okay. And I have always wanted a doctor to tell me how it is when it came to my weight, and it's like no doctor ever did. And when I saw the weight loss doctor, it's because I called the weight loss doctor.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not how it always has been? Is that like not how it works? Like, if you want to go to a weight loss doctor, you call and make an appointment? Like, a doctor can't read your, like, doctors can encourage you to lose the weight, but they can't necessarily force you to do so. That's on you to call and make those changes. This is just another lame excuse as to why she's never lost the weight, though.
So I did it myself. So, let's go to, God, when did I get this done? 4 or 5 days ago? Time is like not a thing for me right now.
I imagine time's never been a thing for you. I mean, when you go to bed at 6 in the morning and wake up at 4 in the afternoon, do you ever have track of time?
So Becky pre-told me what he said right after I got out of the D&C. And he said, he told her about the hymen thing. We don't need to go back into that. And then he told her that there was complications because of my weight. And then he said, if she doesn't do something about it now, she won't have much longer. I clapped. Didn't I, babe?
First, beanbag and a curry adding Dr. Now and there was top tier editing. But second of all, you're telling me a doctor comes up to you, says, hey, the surgery had complications because you're so big, and also if you don't fix it, you're not going to be alive much longer. And you were like, yay! Yes! 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 I think if you genuinely clapped in front of the doctor when they, or I guess Beck told her after the fact, but if Amber would have clapped in front of the doctor when the doctor said that to her, she would have been sent to inpatient immediately, because that's like unaliving ideation, if you will. But to be told that you don't have long left because you ate yourself into an early grave and then be like, oh yeah, that was me, I did that, weirdest flex ever.
I literally did a round of applause. I am so happy to hear that, because not only did he make my case super urgent when I went into the ER, but now he's talking about how I'm not going to last much longer because of my weight. I know to a lot of people, you don't want to hear that, and I don't either. But finally, someone cares.
Oh hell no, you just pissed me off. I'm sure multiple doctors in the past have cared. I know your family has cared. I know that Beck cared. Like, and aside from that, your audience has cared. Your audience for like a decade now has been asking you to lose the weight because they don't want to watch. I mean, prior to people really starting to figure out who you are as a human, when they're new to the universe, they're like, wow, like, I want you to get help because I don't want someone I enjoy watching to die because they ate themselves to death.
And that's all I've wanted as a doctor, to literally stare me in the face and tell me you need to freaking lose weight right now.
Maybe this is insensitive, but it shouldn't take a doctor for you to realize that. You have mirrors in your house, and when you struggle to get out of bed and you can't go in a car, it should be a sign.
The fact that he did it and said it to Becky, I'm just like, I need more of that in my life. I really, truly do. And I do have an appointment with him in 2 weeks, which I'm excited for. So I know he's a gyno, but I still feel like he can refer me to maybe a dietitian, a nutritionist, maybe another weight loss doctor.
And this right here is why she never have and ever will lose the weight. Because finding a nutritionist, a dietitian, and all those things, sure, a doctor could help you with that, but one, he's a gyno, and two, that's really on you. If you want to make the change, you have to go seek out these professionals. Just like if you want therapy, you have to go find a therapist 9 times out of 10, at least for it to be a good fit. And so as soon as she's like, oh yeah, I needed this doctor to tell me that, but then immediately places the burden on him, like, if you really want me to get better, you'll do the dirty work for me. It's disgusting, Amber. You don't care, do you? You never did then, too. And obviously, it's obvious she didn't, but, like, watching the retros, you just, like, you see how much she didn't care, and it's sad then because you see where she's at now and how she's less mobile now and all that, and how she's humiliating herself on the internet, and it's just, like, it's sad to see someone with potential go to waste.
Maybe the same one I went and saw. Because like I said, I am in a really different mind frame regarding that because I'm down 75 pounds, blah, blah, blah. But it's like,
being down 75 pounds is a huge accomplishment to anyone but Amberlynn Reed. And let me say, I'm not just saying that because I dislike her. I'm saying that because she can't keep it off. If you were anyone else in the world, you lost 75 pounds, you'd be like, wow, like, you know, this is so motivating. Like, I'm so proud of myself. I can't wait to see where my motivation takes me. And for her, it's just, oh, I lost 75 pounds, so I can eat that 75 back because it cancels out, you know? That's how her mindset works. When she loses the weight, she could gain it back because then she's not technically gaining.
Oh my god. I just wanted to share that because it was kind of cool. Every time I see a doctor, they never mention my weight. She was like, you're healthy, but you are obese. He told her about the hymen thing. Well, I'm gonna go back into that. And then he told her that there was complications because of my weight. And then he said, if she doesn't do something about it now, she won't have much longer. So you have... Okay, I'm gonna go back just so I can point. So this is one of my recent doctor visits where I talk about how, like, the doctor mentioned, like, exercising and my weight, and I thought that was really cool because, well, I mentioned my weight first, I'm gonna be honest. She asked me, why don't you exercise? And I said, because I don't like to, and I'm lazy. I was completely honest about that. And she was like, you need to exercise.
Before we talk about what I really want to discuss based on what she says in the upcoming seconds, I wanted to point this out. You know how she said, I was completely honest about that. She actually added in the about that, which implicates she lied to her doctor about other things.
Her saying that, which a doctor, from my remembrance, from my memory, which is so bad, I have so many holes in my memory, it honestly terrifies me. That is a whole other subject that I talked to my psychologist about, and she says I show signs of PTSD.
And to no surprise, it's blamed on mental illness. So before, I guess, the whole BPD thing really ramped up, it was, well, I have holes in my memory, and it's PTSD. Okay, so PTSD makes you lie about what doctors said about your weight. I'm not seeing the correlation there. I'm not a mental health professional. I only took 1 year of AP psychology. But I think I know a decent amount to know that that's not how that works. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I could be completely wrong. Also, to say and admit that you're like, I have so many holes in my memory. If that's true, then you should never be making a claim about anyone in your life because you could easily be remembering it wrong. I mean, did Emily really, karate kick you? Or did you kick Emily and you have the hole in your memory and it's all wrong? I'm not excusing it. Either way, it's wrong. But you know what I'm saying. To make an accusation when you had admitted in the past to lying and having holes in your memory it's odd. And also, I think what also adds to that, now that we talked about the kick, is that, like, she makes fun of actual DV survivors, which is just actually disgusting. She did it the other day on Locale Bus, and it was horrifying. But, next time I need, well, obviously for mental health advice, I'd always go to Amberlyn Reed. And for physical health, I think I'm going to start going to her too. I'm going to start DMing her on Instagram and asking her questions about my health because she's just so knowledgeable. And she just knows exactly how a doctor should act. I mean, she's looked up to them her whole life, right? But yeah, I mean, I said about the mental health thing. If Amberlyn Reed and Foodie Beauty say that therapy is a waste, it's a waste, and I will be canceling my next session. But if they really say that doctors, they're not listening, they're not saying the important issues, then I'm going to cancel my next health visit too. I mean, they are the voice of a nation. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. This is the second video I'm filming today, and I somehow hit 200 subscribers. I am in awe. I love you all so much. I am so thankful. In like 3 to 4 weeks, we hit 100, and that was the fastest I've ever imagined growing. And then in 6 days, we hit 200. We're over 200 now. Let's get to 240, because then how about 40? I'm kidding. I just wanted to say how about 40. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I love you all so very much. Alright, bye!